to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taman.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taman.
Hey everybody, welcome to a post-Thanksgiving Friday edition of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, number 61. For anybody keeping track at home, I am John Taman, and I'm your lovely host today, and I'm always joined by my good friend Jesse Martin. Jesse, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm still a little bit
good.
tired for all the tryptophan. Actually, I didn't eat much turkey because turkey isn't very good.
Well, we'll get into that.
To be honest with you,
Because,
no, doing great.
Our man yesterday had some hot takes about Thanksgiving food, and I understand you were voted crustiest feet at the Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade. Way to go, my friend Keith Gray.
Oh, thank you for having me on my show.
Good to have you. All right, so we got a game coming up, but it's not till Monday. So I kind of hate that because I hate sitting and watching Sunday football waiting on my game.
Yeah.
I really do. I like my games at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Let's go.
I'm with you on that. I'm going to be at the game, so it's I get to take a little bit of time off of work, so that's a plus. But no, you're right. I don't like night games, watching them from home because one, we're not very good at night games, and two, the anticipation sometimes just waiting around and it's like hurry up and wait. I just want to fucking get in there, get out. Let's go get this fucking win and be on and watch. You have your whole afternoon, do dinner or whatever after football.
Well, it's going to be cold, so make sure you paint your chest with bright red paint, take your shirts off, and get on television. That's what I say.
Okay, we'll try to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I had plans on rubbing Jesse's nipples at the game, so this will work out.
I think that'll be all right. I'll tell you what, the Seahawks are coming to town, and they are known to be distracted by things like that. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been a week in which we are not used to, in which there was no bad news that we have to sit here and fucking dissect on Friday. Nothing bad happened at all this week. As a matter of fact, we got praise almost everywhere when they weren't talking about Cam Newton, because God damn it, even after we beat him, that shit continued all week long. Oh, Cam Newton. I don't think he was all that good. I mean, the dude was average at best.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you on that. He didn't push the ball down the field. He looked a lot slower than when he was running.
And he lost.
Even on that 120 some yard run play, it wasn't like he was juking people out or anything like that. We just made bad read and bad
gave him
play.
a damn highway to run it through.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, it's not even about how he played. It's just about how they react to it, and that they didn't give us any credit for actually winning the football game decisively, I might add. I don't care what the score might have said. There wasn't any doubt in that game as far as I'm concerned. And that's kind of cool. You like, we're flying under the radar, you think?
No, I'm definitely good with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So what do you think, Keith? How was your week this week? Any WFT news to talk about? You had a meeting, didn't you?
A little bit of the focus on that call was to talk about individually things that our community group is doing within the community or has things coming up. As you know, because the holidays are usually the great time to, start doing these types of things. So, the individuals talked about what they're doing in their community, and we'll be talking about what, can be coming up, not only for this cold weather and trying to help folks out with certain things like coats, just warm clothing, that type of stuff, but also things that are going to be coming up in the spring as well. So
there's going to be a lot of Washington football team gear to give away. I'm sure there's a lot of coats that they can definitely pass out.
Well, they're not exactly up for giving swag to people to hand out. So
shit.
Yeah.
Really?
So
get out of here.
We don't really have much direction at this point. So the focus of our call was to kind of create our own direction. What can we do as community ambassadors? What things are we involved in, and how can we help each other out? We're going to get a little deeper in December, kind of go from there, because there is some questions that still need to be answered regarding this program, and I'm not sure how much they can tell us. But
you mentioned it's the holidays, right? It's a good time to do nice things for people. So go to the hogfarmerscharity.org. We're going to get this off right off the top. Go to hogfarmerscharity.org. All of you who are listening to us know who they are. Keith's one of them. Wave, Keith. Say hi.
Hey, that's
there.
me.
See? He's a
the
redheaded
redheaded stepkid of the group.
Hey, wait a minute. I am a redhead and I have a stepfather, so you can kiss my fucking ass on that shit. You can go get a rented mule because ain't nobody beating me. But so I could actually go to HR for a comment like that, couldn't I? Jesse, are you HR?
Sure. Why not? Why
God
not?
damn it. This fucking fan ambassador just insulted my hair and my heritage.
All right, I'll write it up immediately.
Anyway,
the hogfarmerscharity.org, they're doing the Toys for Tots right now, and this is an awesome drive. I was part of the Toys for Tot drive a couple weeks ago. A whole bunch of motorcyclists got together, and there was about 700 bikes, and we did a run. We met at Walmart. And the Marines were there. York County Sheriff's, the Newport News Police Department were there. They worked together. Everybody went and bought a toy. I mean, there was 700 of us that went into Walmart, bought toys, and gave it to this drive. This drive is awesome. There's tons of kids out there that are in need, that don't have Christmas. They're not.
Or they're going to be in the
off.
hospital going through something bad.
Yeah, that's true too.
So the Hog Farmers decided that we wanted to have a goal to raise $5K, and that $5K is going to pretty much be divided into different areas. But we're definitely going to raise $5K for toys for the UVA Children's Hospital, MedStar Pediatric Wing, and Toys for Tots, and also our families that are affected by cancer as well. And then with that being said, one of the ways that we're trying to raise money as well is we have a Dexter Manley signed jersey that we put out there, and the first 20 people that donate at least 20 or more will be put into a drawing to win this jersey.
So get on it, everybody. Go on out there. It's the holidays, and if you can't donate to the Hog Farmers, at least buy a little kid a toy who's sick, then Jesus hates you. Just know that Jesus hates you. All right. I got $1 that says that Jesse went into that Walmart and bought a $2.99 bouncy ball that was popped by the end of the afternoon.
No,
no, what'd you get?
It was like a $5.99 Superman toy.
Hey, Superman, that's cool.
No, I'm just kidding. They had these sections where it was like $5, $10, $15, like different toys. And I got a $10 one. And yeah.
That's right. Right down the middle there. But you're probably so pessimistic you think the kid will hate it. He's just going to hate it.
They probably would.
You're on mute, Keith.
Apparently, I was so hungover from Thanksgiving that Dexter Manley jersey is the winner has already been picked. Yay, Jordan Tripp. I had no idea. I had no idea.
So that begs a question. How many motherfucking cans of alcoholic air do you have to drink to be hungover the next day? Like 60?
It was picked just a day ago. Like, who picks a winner on Thanksgiving? I got to talk to the Hog Farmers about this. I did not think that pick was in, so that's my fault. Yeah, but I'm seeing here a gentleman named Jordan Tripp won that jersey, so it looks like that we were able to collect that money. I can tell you, I know for a fact, we're going to continue to do more of these types of raffles.
Sure.
I don't want to say I have been seeing what the guys have been talking about. So I know some of the stuff that they're going to be putting up. So as soon as I know, I'll announce it on the next pod.
They always put up some great stuff. So everybody go over to hogfarmerscharity.org, check out everything they have on the raffles, and go ahead and donate anyway before you do in the raffles. All right, just donate for the kids. Do something right. All right, so we do have the Seattle Seahawks coming in this weekend, and they are not a very good football team right now. Pete Carroll got mad at the media the other day and walked away from him. Did you see that?
Yes.
I thought.
Yeah. He got a rock in his shoe and took his ball and went home.
He's like what, 74? How do we know he didn't almost pee his pants? He had to get off the stage real quick.
Maybe he had to go change his Depends or something.
Could have been. But so with that said, they've got. I did some looking today just to see if there was any kind of news to talk about or anything like that. And it's kind of funny looking at their media and looking at our media. for the last week, it's been reversed. Their media's got a million questions about this and that. There's all kinds of speculation as to where Russell Wilson is going to land next year. I got an idea. How about Reagan National Airport? That's a good.
There you go.
Or
There you
Dulles
go.
Airport. Land there. You can take a look at it this weekend. Probably coming in tomorrow. Anyway, the Giants are all hot to trot about it. Anyway, their media is down on the Seahawks like our media has been down on Washington. But this week, not us.
Yeah,
we've been fine.
No, Seattle, they want to blow it up. They want Carroll gone. They want Russ gone. And they want to start from scratch.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
that is crazy.
It is crazy. I don't understand why you want to, and even the fans. Drab, he's a producer for the Junkies, which I think the Junkies are a bunch of freaking dillweeds, but he's a huge Seattle Seahawks fan, like a really, really big Seattle Seahawks, and he's even tired of Russ. He even thinks, hey, they should just move on and just blow it up and start from scratch. I mean, it's crazy to think about that fans actually wanting to move on from Russell Wilson. It
that's
baffles
crazy.
my mind.
Keith, I mean, what do you think about this?
Take
him silent over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely crazy, but it looks like it's a marriage that's ready to come to an end. At this point, I think they're just wanting to see something fresh. Maybe Russell Wilson's taken up a lot of money. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's easy for us to say this because we've been searching for a caliber type quarterback
for 30 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, we're going to look at them and be like, you guys are crazy. I think that they think that quarterbacks grow on trees and they can just pick one up in the draft and, continue on how they left off. And that's not us. So we're thinking the complete opposite. I mean, I think their fans are absolutely crazy if they are ready to move on from Russell.
The 12s.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell this season, I feel like, Russell's going to go in and play because he's a professional. But I don't think that there's love there anymore. And I think that that's going to be a advantage to us.
Oh, I think so. In the offseason too, because we'll definitely be in the market for a quarterback. And if he comes on the market, holy shit, damn the torpedoes, go get him.
Well, that's what we say. But is that what Coach Ron would do? That's the question.
Honestly, I don't know how you don't, unless they look at his finger and say he'll never be able to grip the football right again. I don't know how you don't. And Seattle fans, I would assume, and media are absolutely insane. This past offseason, he was saying he might have wanted to be traded. He dropped those little hints here and there and said that his offensive line wasn't protecting him. Well, they're not protecting him now either. He's getting his ass kicked. So, yeah, man, I would, if I'm Dan Snyder or if I'm Tanya Snyder or any of whoever that is over there, hey, Jason, I'd call up Russell and say, look, why don't you fly out a day early? We'll go get some supper. Right?
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, dinner. I don't disagree. I think you do what it takes to get a guy like that. He's got plenty of years left in him.
Hell yeah.
He's got to want to come here. I think he's got a no trade clause in his contract. And the best way to do that is beat the shit out of them on Monday night. Like, you got to open his eyes a little bit, and what better way is just to all three facets of the game is just whoop up on them.
See, I think that's high hopes, though. I think that's high hopes that he's got to want to come here. I mean, even though we look right, absolutely. I mean, there's going to be several other circumstances. We're not going to be the only team trying to throw bags at him if we're in the market for him. Yeah. So there's a lot going against us, I think, in my opinion. Listen, this organization needs to get their shit together off the field. And until that happens, we're not going to draw in where a veteran quarterback of his caliber is going to want to come here. Now, money could entice
Jason said last week, we're a whole new organization up there.
We're a whole new organization. We're still hearing about the off the field issues. And until that stops, I just don't see. Well,
not the talk, but the issues have stopped.
Well, of course, but the talk hasn't. And a lot of people don't need that negativity in the situation. Why throw yourself in a fire that's been burning for such a long time? And that's kind of my take. Now, it doesn't mean that that's necessarily going to play out. It's just, if I were a quarterback of that caliber, and if I had many other options besides, coming to DC, I'm probably not coming to DC.
No, you're 100% right.
Would you take New York over us?
Probably not.
They're rumored to be. They're probably going to be hot to try.
But I don't think.
But
I don't think New York is going to be the only team in the market trying to potentially go after him.
I
don't even know if they will with Daniel Jones. I'm just saying, like, it's just one of those things where you got to look at the competition. Whoever the competition is, if it's sweeter elsewhere, the market is bigger elsewhere.
Where his wife wants to go.
I mean, listen, we were doom and gloom 3 weeks ago. Now we're talking potential playoffs, and then you're talking trying to get a caliber quarterback in the offseason. I don't see it. I think it's far-fetched, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
The only way you're going to get a quarterback here is if you draft them and force them to be here. I mean, that's just my opinion. I just don't see it.
We can put the grab on Russell Wilson's mom, drag her ass here, take a couple of pictures of her with a current newspaper,
Yeah. And that's not being negative towards the new regime that are trying to make changes. Again, it takes years for these changes to be implemented.
Yeah.
But right now, this organization as a whole, it has a big shit stain that needs to be washed.
It does. But I do agree with Jason Wright that things are different. I mean, how can they not be? Ron Rivera has totally turned over the football operations side, and Jason Wright has did his job to clean up as much as he can. It's past issues that are still.
Jason's focused on business.
Yeah, it's past issues that are still raising the head, and unfortunately, you can't do nothing about the past. That's
you guys going to walk out at the end of the first quarter?
No,
absolutely not.
No,
right,
no.
Well, next topic.
That's
That's the end of that.
That's
actually, I wouldn't mind. You know
what's going to happen at the end of the first quarter? There's going to be a couple of women outside going, "Come on, come on!" Nobody's walking.
What's going to happen at the end of the first quarter is what happens. Is what happens at every end of quarter. Everybody goes up to go to the bathroom. That's what happens.
See, that's where you.
First of all, if you want to make this kind of statement, you make this statement every single game. Don't wait until it's nationally televised to try to make this statement. It just seems like it's all planted. It seems like it's all it's all like drawn out on how they want to get it done. And look, I have no opinion on their situation, so I don't want to be backed in a corner on this, but I also don't want to be involved in it. Don't reach out and say, "Hey, can we protest in your tailgate?" You protest wherever you want, but don't back me in a corner where I have to come across as an asshole. And that's the thing, a lot of fans just want to watch the football. A lot of fans don't pay attention to the TMZ part of football. A lot of fans don't care what goes on off the field. All they want to do is watch football, and they should not be put in position where they have to make a decision to look like a shitty person because they're not caring about all this other stuff that goes on. They're just caring about the football game. Simple as that.
They're not looking like a shitty person. It's not looking like a shitty person. You've
in
picked
the
a
eyes
bad
of
way
the
to have
people that are holding, in the eyes of the people that are holding these protests, do come across that.
But they already have an unrealistic expectation of you. That's my point of that. I mean, yeah, they've got a case and they should be able to protest it any way they want, but you got to find a way that people are going to back you with. And asking them all to walk out of a football game in the first quarter that they paid several $100s to be at, they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. So, I mean, and it's hard for them to try to figure out a way to protest at a football game because most people aren't going to care because they're there to get away from real life for a few hours, man. They're there to enjoy a game and have some good times.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but that's
and the whole, walking out, they want to do this on national TV, but I don't think they understand the
TV won't cover it.
The TV's not going to cover it. And
they have a deal with the NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand that they're trying to do something and I applaud that. I agree with it, but this isn't it. It's just not it. And there's ways that you can do it that will help, but doing it at the end of the first quarter when they're on commercial anyways, that's even if the cameras would be on them, which I honestly, like John just said, it's the NFL and the TVs are partners. It's just not
they're
going
not
to
show it.
There's
right.
not.
They're right. Monday Night Football is a TV program. You got to realize that it's not a news thing. It's a television show, and they want to show you a good television show.
They're
chasing
providing
around news.
entertainment.
I mean,
there's nothing about
right.
a protest that's entertaining.
Unless an
Yeah.
earthquake happens, like Al Michael is at the World Series. Unless an earthquake happens where everybody is affected, or a shooting in the crowd, or a shooting outside, like at the Nationals game last year.
Yeah.
You just have to find a different way to protest, and I don't know what that way is, but you can't have unrealistic expectations of people and then get mad at them when they don't do it. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, and Marshall, I think we all know who Marshall is. When the idea was brought up, he was asking some really, really good questions about this, and he was kind of getting bagged on for asking questions, and they said that he was mocking them when he was just asking important questions. He was asking the exact questions that I was thinking about, and I even said it. I was like, he's not mocking you guys. He's trying to figure out why you would do this and asking the right questions like anybody would ask. But he got shitted on and told that well, your true colors are really coming out, and that's the
people that are shitting on him aren't going to walk out of the game either.
Was this Marshall on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
People that are shitting on him, they're not
firefighter or EMT Marshall.
Yeah, EMT Marshall.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is, we hate Dan Snyder, man. We do, but
yes, we do. We are Dan Snyder dislikers.
We can separate our fandom, and people, if you say that, they act like you're on his side.
Because everything has got to be one thing or the other on the internet.
Yeah, it's not like that.
It's ridiculous.
I kept my mouth shut on Twitter because I didn't want to get attacked, and I don't think it's fair to put that on us fans.
Well, I agree with that 100%, and that's why I had zero interest in them protesting in the red zone, because here's what happens. People will definitely utilize and say, well, you're a charity, you should have empathy, right? And they end up putting you in a position that, listen, we're very empathetic to what you're pushing, but our number one focus and goal is to raise money for pediatric cancer. That's it. And one does not fit with the other. So we're not going to tell you where you can and
You're not a political
protest.
organization.
We're not the police. We can't do that. But we'd prefer that you separate yourselves from where we are at. But they would like to be in that area because they believe that that's where a lot of people go. But that's not true. Tailgate happens all over FedEx, and they're huge in a lot of areas. Tailgate Ted area is huge. There's a lot of people that go there to eat his food.
The whole parking lot is full of people.
I completely get it. So I mean, again,
go around the parking lot.
There's people everywhere, so it ain't like the red zone lot is the only lot that has people tailgating. But we don't want to be in a position where you're going to force us to feel bad, and that's kind of how I see it. I'm not going to speak for anyone else. I see it is you're just, for the fans that want to just watch football, you're putting us in a position to where we have to feel bad, like, oh, we don't support their cause. Well, we do. Like, we understand where you're coming from. We understand why you're fighting it.
You're not that kind of an organization.
Right. But
period.
The two don't mix, and we don't use us to, and not saying that they were, but don't use us to help your situation. That's not what we're here for. Now, if you wanted to raise money for kids, hey, look, we'll help you with that because that's what we're involved in, type of deal. But this is two separate issues. This is an issue that is way above us, and we're not trying to get involed.
They're there to watch the game, and that's what everybody's got to also realize. And that's what they got to. If you really want to get somebody to notice you, to somehow affect the TV broadcast. That's how you get people to know.
Well, listen,
but even when you see things like people that jump out of the stands with freaking giant banners and shit, they never show them.
Yeah,
they never show them. So it's a waste of time to try to do it there. You got to figure out a better way.
And they're making their rounds. I mean, they've been on a ton of podcasts. So
I have a good way. You buy advertising in a creative manner. You buy advertising so that every time somebody says Curtis Samuel's groin, they have to say brought to you by the women that are trying to take down Dan Snyder. Then you will be out there in the public ear all the fucking time. All the time. I've heard he's going to play this week.
Monday Night Countdown will be there. And if they could, try to protest behind those cameras, if they're positioned in the air, sometimes they position themselves out like in the the concourse or wherever they set up at. So maybe do it there if they want to try to get people to see it.
Even better idea, out across the Beltway, there's a shopping center. Do it fucking there. People are trying to enjoy themselves.
So, I mean,
I'm just being a dick. I'm being an asshole because we've had like a half an hour of serious discussion about serious shit, and I'm ready to talk about a football game. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's talk about.
You're going to a fucking football game Monday night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be honest with you, like, because it's Monday and my kid's championship game is on Sunday. I'm actually more focused on that than I am this game. I know this game's important. Don't get me wrong, but it's like my energy, man. It's tough. Like, it's hard to think about all these things that are happening, Thanksgiving and parade, and then championship game, and then our game, which is super important. Like, there's just a ton going on in my head right now.
A lot going on. So Monday night, Seattle Seahawks come to town. They are looking poopy.
They definitely look like they're in a funk. Even they just can't connect on anything at the moment.
No, but they still have Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson.
I think we've heard that. That's for sure. I haven't really taken a look at what his finger looks like right now. I've got to think that that's got to be part of it because he's missing guys that he wouldn't normally miss. That still doesn't mean that they're not a threat. They've got downfield threats. You got to be able to Tyler or Lockett. That guy, he's a big play machine. And you have to clamp him down.
That's what scares me about this game. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, they're both great talents. They both can stretch the field. And what have we had problems with in the past? People stretching the field on us, miscommunications. The past few games we've done a lot better. We've kept the defense has kept everything in front of them. Is that going to keep up? Can we lock down Lockett and Metcalf? That's going to be an issue.
We should be able to get pass rush. Russell Wilson has not been comfortable back there. He's been going around all over the place.
Offensive line is very poor. Deron Payne and John Allen and Ioannidis need to be able to push that, collapse that pocket,
and then they have to contain him because he can move,
and not give Russell Wilson the opportunity to scramble. Our ends are going to be very, very important in this game because if Russell Wilson gets time and gets outside the pocket, we're going to be in trouble because he can still throw the ball. Whenever
you get him down. Every time you hit him, get him on the ground and tell him how nice the schools are in this area, how convenient it is to most shopping. Tell him, show him, give him a real estate card, just stick it down in his pants because he's going to be on the move this offseason. We'd like him to come here. But in all honesty, they've got injuries in all kinds of places. Their starting guard didn't practice again. I don't think they practiced yesterday, but he hadn't practiced all week. DK Metcalf's got a bad foot. Chris Carson's not going to play from what I understand. So there's opportunity. There's opportunity to build on 2 wins to keep this high going. And shit, man, we did start mentioning the playoffs. All right. We did start talking about the playoffs. And I think that the playoffs got even a little better looking last night with the Bills trouncing all over the Saints. That was nice. And I also want to remind you that according to last week's show, if we make the playoffs, Keith is giving Jesse a ball tickle.
The ball tickle is
out of game
play here.
Don't make me start a protest. Oh, protest this.
The ball tickle is in play. That's right. We're gonna keep talking about that.
So Duke wanted some camera time.
And, let him. Duke seems to be like he looks like he's interested.
And he's ready to rock and roll.
Like one of 4 people that listen to our show. Anyways,
Duke is
no. I completely.
I have an email here from Duke. It says,
No, this game is definitely going to be an interesting game. I'm going to take it back to what I said a few weeks ago at the Tampa game. It would be the Redskins thing to do to lose this game.
Yes,
because everything is set up currently in their favor to where they can continue to trend upwards and still have that great chance to head into the playoffs. And I don't want to think further than that first game, playoff game, because we all know how that usually ends up. But getting there, the stage is being set for us. We just got to go out there and take what's ours.
It's a long road, but it is being set. You're absolutely
it will
right
be a long road, yeah, but it's being set up in our favor right now, and it would be the Redskins thing to do to lose this game, to deflate all of the fans that have been on this 2-game high with Heineke playing well and so on. However, I will say we got a damn good chance at winning this game. I mean, you guys covered the deficiencies of the Seahawks at this point. I think as long as we can contain Russell Wilson, which he's going to break a few runs from us, that's just what he does. But if we can contain him for the most part, I think offensively, if we continue with the running game plan and control the clock, I think that we can win this game. Sure. It looks like the team is starting to gel together. They're doing the same thing that they did last season. So, you want those same kind of results.
They're 28th in the league in passing. They're 28th in the league in rushing. So their attack is not good. Jesse, like he said, just don't let these freaking guys get behind you. Yeah. Keep it all out in front and make the tackle.
On third down, they're only 32%.
You can get Metcalf out of his game too. You can get him out of his head because he's a freaking cocky bastard.
They've been very, very poor on third down, 32%. And that's not normal.
Almost 33%, which is almost a third.
Yeah. That's not normal for this.
For all of you that are doing fractions out there.
The Seattle
That's Jesse
offense.
math.
That's what you call them there fractions. We was having conversating about the goddamn fractions out there.
Jesse said, "I slept during fractions."
You got to use
the round up method.
That's right. That's right.
You do got to remember, we were the Get Right Boys.
I like me some apple pie. I don't know about that 3.14 though.
He's trying so hard. Jesse's trying so hard to make his point. We're just fucking with him.
Jesse
Happy
hates
Thanksgiving,
this bullshit.
Yeah, y'all are fucking assholes. But
Jesse's like, man, shut up. I'm in my groove. I'm
32% is almost 33%, and that is almost a third.
Almost a third. It's off by 0.333333333333333.
Exactly.
33333.
But anyways, as I was saying before the two dickheads popped up,
we're going back to the leather bar now.
Oh boy.
We were just the Get Right Boys a few weeks ago. Is that ugly head going to pop up? Who knows? But 2 games does not erase the shit that's happened earlier this season.
Numbers don't lie.
I told you by Friday he'd be like, you watch her lose. When you said this will be the most Redskins thing for them to lose, did you hear what Jesse said? He went, no. Yes.
Yeah, because he's right. Yes. He's 100% right.
I know. See, I'm going to play Captain Optimism here, and I'm going to say we've got not just a damn good chance to win this football game. We should win this football game because the Seahawks.
Wait, weren't you Captain Anal Tickler last week?
Well, it depends. I got to take certain medicines and things like that. So it's all up to whether or not the schedules work out. I'm old. Anyway, so now my point is all lost. Keith, what were you going to say? You got yourself thinking about me tickling anus here.
Sorry. Well, you guys do it to me all the time. So
it's okay. If people out there want to think about me tickling anus, that's fine with me.
Basically, earlier I was just saying numbers don't lie. I mean, Jesse brought up a good point. Their offense right now is atrocious, and the way that our team has been playing these past 2 games on both sides of the ball, it's kind of hard to not go into this and think, man, we're definitely going to take this win. It's hard to think that, but you don't, because we're Redskins fans. We don't.
Well, it's
go
not
in
even that you
games
think
like
you
that.
Definitely should. I don't even think that anybody out there is that much of a homer. Tim Meek, maybe. That we definitely should. Tim Meek, maybe. right?
Chris
But,
Bryant too. Let's not forget Chris Bryant.
That's right.
Chris
Chris always
Bryant.
thinks we're going to win. That's right. And that's fine. But this is not a game where you look at them and you go, fuck, we got to play the Seahawks like we were looking at it back in September or in
you're
August.
right about that.
You know, it's different now. They're down closer to where we're playing. In fact, they might even be inferior to us right now. Their defense isn't anything to speak of. And as long as we continue to do the same things we've been doing, which is good, hard running game with enough carries to make them have to not just crash everything. And Heineke, play within yourself like you've been doing, throw on time. But yeah, I think we should win the game.
Yeah.
So I'm Captain Optimism. That's what I was saying.
The line on this game has changed so much. You know, it started as
favored.
Not anymore.
No.
It started
as
what? It started as a Seahawks 3.5 point favorite, and then it moved steadily down. We were
favored by a point and a half.
Right? It's a push. I don't know where you're looking at.
Who's got Caesar? Who's got Caesar out in front of him?
Right here. It's
that's the one we go with.
Yeah. It changed, but it's changed so much. It will probably change again before tomorrow. I would assume, because the line has been floating so much. After last week's game, it was the three Seahawks were a 3.5 point favorite. Then we were a point favorite, and now it's back to even right now. So Vegas don't even know how to fucking call this game right now.
That's good. That's good for us, because usually it's obvious. And I think that's good. So stick with it is what I say. We got is Logan Thomas coming back to play? He's been activated.
There's no word yet, but things are looking good. He's been practicing fully. They got 21 days to activate him off the injured. He's in that 21-day window.
Right.
I guess we will. I guess we will see.
What about Samuel? I've been hearing whether he's going to play or not. I don't know. He's got a 50 snap limit for the season, I think. So he's got to be paying attention to that. Oh, I think Jesse's on the phone.
Yeah, no, Samuel. I think Samuel's going to play. I think there's he was very close to be playing last week at Carolina. He wanted to play really bad versus Carolina, obviously his old team. But he looks like he's going to go on Monday night.
That would be good. I'd like to see at least a dozen snaps out of that guy.
Yeah.
Sam Cosby, how about him?
No word as of yet on Cosby, which actually I'm good either way because Lucas has been phenomenal on the right side of that offensive line. I tell you what, our tackle situation before the season started, everybody was very worried about that. But Leno, Lucas, and Cosme, our whole offensive line has been fucking fantastic. And that was a big worry before the season started.
I would say it's pretty obvious that we should say goodbye to Brandon Sheriff by now. We got Schweitzer plays just as good. Maybe a tick under him, but he's available. He doesn't get hurt.
Schweitzer's probably going to start at center. But yeah, I'm good with letting Brandon go. It's time. I'm tired of seeing him get
way too expensive.
Yeah, he's being helped off the field a couple times a game. He's a tough guy, but paying $18 million for someone that's hurt 50% of the time is just not.
Paying $18 million for a guard in itself is ridiculous, especially when you got a guy like Schweitzer who's just a tick less, but's playing for $4 million. So,
I got to give a shout out to Eric Flowers, though. Since he made that move, he was the butt of the joke in
New York. He was an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was awful. And then when we signed him here, everybody was so down on him. We moved him to me too, but we moved him to guard. And he was fucking. He was.
Then they were all upset because we let him go.
Yeah.
I was like, why we let him go? We finally figured him out.
He didn't do as well in Miami, but I think because Miami had poor offensive line coaching, we switched from Callahan, which is a great offensive line coach, to now Matsko, which is, I think, an even better offensive line coach.
They're doing fine.
And they're fucking mauling people. I mean, it sucks that Royer went out, got hurt. We hope for a speedy recovery because he's a fantastic undersized center. But Larson has stepped up in his place. Now he got hurt, but now it's Schweitzer that's going to, and Schweitzer hasn't played center, since I think like 2019 when he was with Atlanta. But enough can't be said about this offensive line.
No, one of the things I really like about watching them play is they're fucking bullies. They get out there, especially on these run plays. How many times do you see like a 6 to 8 yard run where you can't even see Gibson for most of it because they're all just mobbing around him and just shoving people out of the way? So yeah, big time up for that. I think we should have our way with the Seattle defense because I'm Captain Optimism today, and I think we're going to win by 40 points. Did I just say that? All right, so Tyler Larson, he won't play. Ricky Seals-Jones, you think he's playing?
There's a chance.
Well,
but,
I mean, he's alive,
There's a chance.
He's breathing.
That's right. He's not dead, so
he might be able to show up. We're not sure yet,
nothing is. I think Bates did very well filling in for Ricky Seals-Jones. He's not the most athletic tight end in the world, but he's got some hands and he made some good plays for us last week.
Now let me ask you this: if you had to guess, would you say his penis is anywhere close to Tamarick Hemingway's?
Are you talking about Bates
in terms of size? Yeah, Bates.
Probably not, because he's white.
Right, just checking. Well, I mean, I don't think that has much to do with it, but I understand it's the politically correct thing to say. Because we believe
I think statistically it's a fact.
Yeah,
statistically,
I'm not telling no lie.
I'll have you know that statistically around the world, the average is just over 6 inches, and that's great for most of you because there's a whole billion Chinese people bringing the curve down for a lot of you, which is just
that's so bad.
Oh, stop it! You've seen him on Pornhub. You go, what the hell is that? Jesus Christ! He's got his thumb out there. All right, Happy Thanksgiving, baby. All right. Let me see what's next on my list. All right, Jesse, give me an offensive key. How are we going to win this game on offense? Give me one key.
The defensive line on Seattle is poor. We got to run the ball, and they are awful against screens. I see a good screen game coming up.
J.D. McKissick day.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, give me an offensive key.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, run the ball, control the clock.
Keep Russell Wilson off the field. I mean, like we did with
That's
Tom
defense.
Brady, you gotta run the clock out, and the best way to do that. And they actually have some trouble with their defensive backs too. I think their starters are out as well, so we should be able to throw the ball as well. But Taylor Heineke's just got to do what he's done the past 2 games: protect the ball and make the easy play, and not try to overdo it.
Well, there's my key mistakes. Right there. Taylor Heineke continue to play the way he's been playing, continue to be smart with the football. Although I got to tell you, man, you seen that touchdown to Cam Sims in slow motion from behind him. Holy fucking shit. That's like they just held up a little hoop.
Yeah.
Those 2 dudes were like, and that ball went right through there. And he knew it too, man. As soon as he threw it, he fucking well knew it was getting through there. And dude, you keep doing that kind of stuff, everything's on the table. So that's my key for the game. Taylor Heineke play within himself the way he's been doing. Don't be afraid to take a shot downfield. Make them respect Terry. And I want to see a little more Cam Sims too. Make them respect Cam Sims.
Get Terry involved too, early and often. Enough can't be said about Terry McLaurin. He's creeping into the top 10 range right now.
I think we have every receiver. If Samuel plays, I think we have everybody ready.
Yeah. And so we need to go ahead and ink McLaurin to a contract.
Big time.
No ifs, ands, buts about it. Let's go ahead and get it done, get it over with, and get him back up the Brinks truck, man. Give whatever dollar amount that it takes to sign him.
I would say that if his agent has not already been in discussion with them, he's either never ever going to sign here again, or the agent has been sleeping somewhere.
Probably.
You have to. I think they've already been talking. I would hope so. I'm going to knock wood on that. All right, so give me a defensive key. Keith, go ahead. Give me a key on defense to help stop the Seattle Seahawks.
Jesse pretty much covered it. I think you pretty much just contain Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think that if you can keep him under control, keep him throwing short as opposed to long balls, I think we'll be all right. Again, we tend to get beat on big plays, and big plays are going to happen in the game. That's just, the way it goes. But if we can control it, like I said, same with Tom Brady, keep him throwing short, we can win this game defensively as well.
All right, Duke, what about you? Oh, he's not even got an opinion. He doesn't even have an opinion.
Yeah, look, Duke's like, man, I don't really care.
Duke's like, hey, man, I'm thinking about licking my balls.
Look, he's like, look,
leave me alone.
He's like, I'm
thinking about licking them, but I'm too fat to get down there, so I can't. I think about licking them all the time.
Yeah, he's all embarrassed right now.
He is. He's probably now. The question is this: like, as I have two.
As soon as you started talking about 6 inches, he didn't want to be a part of this program.
He did, well. I don't have anything to say about that, but my 2 dogs are both male, and one of them gets really excited when it's dinner time and tries to hump the other one. And it's like, okay, we get it. You're excited, but enough of that kind of stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. All right, Jesse, give me a defensive key. How do you stop the other dog from humping the other one before
keep
dinner?
everything in front of them. And that means not letting Russell Wilson get out, out of the pocket, and keep DK and Tyler Lockett, locked down. And the defensive backs have been doing a very, very good job of that as of late. Their assignments have been on point. They're not sitting back there looking at each other when someone breaks away. I think the last time that happened was when Mike Evans had that touchdown, and that really wasn't even Kendall Fuller's fault.
Evans made a good move.
Yeah, so let's just keep doing what they're doing, and I mean, just attack.
Yeah,
I
don't think there's anything else that can be said except for what you guys have already said in terms of defensive keys. So I'm not going to say anything.
No. I think
call their punter's mother and name.
I'll give Del Rio a call after this podcast and let him know what we think. So
make sure you let him know the gas prices went up too.
Okay,
that would be good. Yeah, because everybody needs another joke like that. All right, so we had some interesting stuff that happened yesterday, other than the fact that Keith hates everything for Thanksgiving. I mean, what did you have for Thanksgiving dinner yesterday? Frosted mini wheats?
No, I had the. Listen, I had the normal shit. I just don't ever get excited about it. And people are like, "Oh, you must not have had an auntie or a grandma that can cook." No, to me, the food's not good. It's not I don't understand the point of why people are taking pictures. We're all eating the same shit. Yes, it might.
Everybody with their pictures.
I know it might be seasoned differently. You might have cooked the turkey differently.
Who cares?
What?
You got too much on your plate, you fat ass.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you should be excited about my cooking. I am a game cooker, and some of these recipes truly have been incorporated with my mom, my grandma Lois, and then everybody just merges the Italian part with the Polish part with the Irish part of recipes.
But you understand that I don't see food the way you do.
It's Italian Polish food. Could you imagine?
Keith is getting reamed out live on the podcast.
That's right. Keith was fucking with Mom's recipe book.
Women cookbook. That's how old that sweet potato crunch recipe is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was good, but I'm just saying, I don't need to take a picture of it and rant and rave about it. At the end of the day, it's just food. It's. When have I ever told you, oh, I can't wait for Thanksgiving?
I know, and it irks my soul.
Because it's the same shit every year.
But you only have it once a year. But you only have it once a year. And you should be excited. That is Mom's recipe for freaking corn stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm not excited about eating the same stuff. I just don't view things the way a lot of other people do. And I don't need to see 150 pictures of the same plates. So
no, I get it.
I brought my food review out of retirement just for one day. And I shit on everyone's Thanksgiving. It's fine.
I thought that was fine. I thought you were the most entertaining part of Thanksgiving, shitting on everybody's food, because looking at everybody's plate was ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
Now the most entertaining part of Thanksgiving
and corn
was watching the Dallas Cowboys lose on
that was fun.
That was
fun. There's two things I want to say about Thanksgiving football. Dude, we are tired of the fucking Lions. We are tired
Yes,
of the
good
fucking
God.
Lions. The Lions are tired of the Lions. Detroit is tired as a city of being embarrassed every goddamn Thanksgiving by their Lions. They're gonna do it. They're gonna lose out. I got a buck sis.
Well, they got 0.5 wins on the season, so they can't.
Well, they're gonna lose out. They're not gonna win a game this season.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's sad because that game could have totally been had, but the Red Rocket prevailed yesterday in Detroit.
There you go again. Always with dick on your mind. What the hell's just Christ? Red Rocket.
But no, Dallas losing just made Thanksgiving so much better.
It was that game, dude. You have a game with 69 points in it, and the big story is the referees. That is absolutely crazy. NFL's got a problem that they created, and they need to do something about it because nobody wants to see that shit. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that shit. I mean, it's a big, fast, rough game. You can't make it perfect. You cannot make them play it perfectly. It's not going to happen. All right. It's almost impossible, especially the way that the rules are now in place. You know, they called roughing the passer because Derek Carr fell down and that guy's knee just grazed his helmet. Well, dude, he's fallen down. Where's the guy supposed to go?
Yeah.
You know, they have legislated themselves into this nightmare. And then the second thing that they did wrong was they hired another fucking Hockley. Holy shit. Didn't you learn your lesson with their fucking father? My God.
The call that got me was it was at the end of the game, right before the
false start
warning. That false start went on every play. Every team in the NFL, every center in the NFL does this.
Tony Romo said so.
Yeah. Does that exact same thing, and they called him on a fucking false start. That's shit. It's getting ridiculous.
Well, Hockley's crew always throws way too many flags. Way too many flags. And the worst part of it is I think he's fourth in terms of number of flags thrown. So the other crews are just horrible. The crew we had last week with Carolina, I like that crew. They did a pretty decent job of keeping it in their pocket. But nobody is tuning in. Thanksgiving, you have a fucking captive audience. The entire national audience is sitting there watching that goddamn football game, watching Sean Hockley take over and interfere in that game. It's crazy.
Well, what is funny though is the Dwayne Brown, that cornerback from the Cowboys,
right?
4 pass interference. I mean, they're all every one of them were pass.
The first one was a little ticky tack, but the last one, when it hit him in the head, they call that every time.
Yeah,
they call that every time.
It was fun to watch that. All right, enough.
Sure.
Stupid officiating talk.
Well, I think it's going to be a damaging thing to the league because even on something like this, people always think, oh, it's rigged or it's fixed or, the fucking gambling is involved now. And that's bad enough that you have to answer those questions now when you have questionable officiating. But in this case, it's not even questionable. They threw 14 flags on both teams, 267 yards, which was 20% of the entire fucking yardage gained all goddamn day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So 14 on both teams. That just means that your referees are in the fucking way. They're in the fucking way. So enough about that. But the Cowboys lost, so that's good. The Saints lost, so that's good. Because we're talking playoffs, and Jesse's going to get a ball tickle from Keith.
Let's talk about picks. Where are we at, gentlemen?
We are going to talk about picks right now. Let me pull up the picks sheet right here. I'll put on some cool music or something. All right, I caught up. I did some catching up this time. Let me see. We are in week 12.
Well, of course, you picked opposite of the majority of what I picked.
No, actually, I passed Jesse. Jesse now has 69, bringing up the rear. I've got 70. Keith, you have 80, but I did make up some ground with the Vikings and somebody else I made up some ground with, but I can't remember. Can't remember which one that was. The Vikings. That was my happy pick last week. So this week, all right, we both picked the Bears except for Jesse, who picked the Lions because he hasn't learned. You haven't learned. They're not going to win a game. Their coach, after every game, with his nose so red, he looks like your typical 1930s stereotype Irish drunk. Fucking red nose up there, scratching his head. He was telling the media yesterday, "We're trying to win. Well, these boys out there, they're trying to win. We all want wins." It's like, well, you know what? When
I will say
that kind of shit,
watching that game, they fight. They're in it to try to win, but they're just not doing it.
You know who Tex Cobb was? The Lions are Tex Cobb. They're fucking Tex Cobb. They're just going to stand there. They can fight, but they ain't ever going to win. Just stand there and get their fucking heads beat in. So, this is the way they are. You let the Bears beat them. All right, so we both won that one. Keith and I won that one. Jesse did lose. We all three picked the Cowboys. We lost that one, which is nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm good.
We all three picked the Bills, so we won that one. So we are off to a good start. Jesse's got one, I have two, and Keith has two. All right, so the Steelers and the Bengals traveling to Cincinnati. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Are we going to, go to Cincinnati? It's where my mother lives, I think.
How do y'all got two? Hold on a second, because
How do I have one now?
oh, never mind. You're right.
This is gonna be a tough week too, because if you look at the spreads, I mean, even Vegas doesn't really know which way they're going.
You said Bengals and Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Bengals are in Cincinnati, and the Steelers are coming in. There's a lot of division matchups. We're the only division, it seems, that they saved just for last.
Yeah. Cincinnati's favored by 4, and I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Me too. I think the Bengals are hot. I think the Steelers are not, even though they had a nice fourth quarter last week. Ben had to stay up late last Sunday night. That's going to catch up to him. He's an old man. So I'm going with the Bengals.
Bengals.
That is some quality analysis, Keith. All right, the Panthers and the Dolphins. Here, I'll tell you what. Here's the Panthers and the Dolphins game in one sentence. Oh, Cam.
Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers are favored by 2. I guess I'll go with the Panthers, even though we want the Dolphins to win.
Dolphins have won 4 games in a row. I'm taking the Miami Dolphins. I am taking the Miami Dolphins in this game. They're going to win. They're going to win it outright. Hey, I'm not taking it just to be opposite of what you are. I'm taking it because they've won 4 games in a row. They're getting hot at the right time. The playoffs is also open to them. And Carolina, I think, is going the other way, regardless of how they think about Cam
Newton, Superman.
That's right. God, that was awful. Okay, so the Eagles play the Giants.
I picked the
Fuck
Eagles.
you, Daniel Jones.
I picked the Eagles, and I also picked them in my survival pool. I gained some ground. Last week, which was really nice. I went from 18th back to the 9th spot. So I got to claw my way back up, but I've got a strong, steady schedule. Give me the Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles, but I think the Giants are gonna win this game for some reason.
So then why aren't you picking the Giants?
Because
what the hell is that? I'm going to take the Eagles, but I think the Giants are going to win.
Eagles
this whole
been hot,
segment is
man.
about who you think's going to win.
I'm going to go with the Eagles, but I have a feeling the Giants this is a game the Giants are just going to just pop up and win for some reason. I don't know.
Well, then pick them. I mean,
No, I'm not going to pick them. I got to keep up with you guys just in case. But
the fruit is out on the end of the branch, not up there against the trunk. All right, I'm taking the Eagles as well because they're a hot team. They're probably one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And they should beat the living shit out of them. As a matter of fact, I'm streaming the Eagles defense this week in my league in Andy's league. I haven't had a very good season, but I'm streaming their defense this week because I think they're going to take down Daniel Jones. Fuck you. All right, so the Titans and the Patriots. The Titans seem to be on a slide ever since King Henry's out.
Yeah, the Patriots are a 7-point. This is like the biggest spread of the weekend. 7-point favorites. I don't agree with the spread, but I think the Patriots are going to win. But it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots at home, and why not? Bill Belichick is on the roll. Who the hell was that?
That was my other phone.
Okay. So who are you taking, the Patriots or the Titans?
Oh, 100% Patriots.
I need help, partner.
All right, then. The game that everybody is waiting to see, the biggest game of the week, the Falcons and the Jaguars. I mean, this should just be a barn burner because going to watch a barn burn would be more exciting than this. Who you got?
The Falcons are 2-point favorites, but I'm going with the Jags.
Well, now you're going to be bold. Now you're going to get all bold. Who you got, Keith?
Yeah, my original gut said Falcons, so I'm staying with them.
All right, I am also going with the Falcons. They're going to win. All right, the Bucs and the Colts. This is a sneaky good game, I think. I think the Colts are playing some pretty damn good football. They gave the Bills all they had to fucking work with last week. They got the best running back in the league. And Carson Wentz has been pretty good. So who you got in this one? The Bucs or the Colts?
A lot of people are questioning the Bucs if their team was really that good to begin with, especially when they played against us.
They beat the Giants it was like 30 to 10 or something.
30 to 10, yeah.
30 to 10, yeah.
So, I mean, my pick is going to
Daniel
be the
Jones
Bucs.
managed to throw an interception to a defensive lineman. Fucking Daniel Jones.
Yeah, my pick's going to be the Bucs here. I think they're going to turn it back around.
I think this is going to be a close game. The Colts are playing really, really good. Like
They are.
They're playing, all three facets are playing well. The defense is really good, really fast. And I think they're going to squeak this game out. I'm going with the Colts.
You know what? I will say this. The Colts are playing giant killer right now. They've got Frank Reich, and if there was ever anybody that can pull it off in a big game and a big win, it's Frank Reich. And I'm going to also go with the Colts, and I don't even think it's going to be close. I think they're going to treat the Buccaneers like the fucking Washington football team treated the Buccaneers. Fuck you, Tom Brady. Let's see here.
We get one win against the Bucs, and all of a sudden we've got big penis syndrome. Okay.
Hey, tell you what.
I got it.
Look here.
You
You really want to have
right
big
here.
penis syndrome. You want to feel like you do. Go on Pornhub and type in Chinese, and
Oh God.
you'll feel good about yourself in no time.
My point is more on how the Colts are playing right now, and they're playing.
They're giant killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they got the best running back in the league, and it's not even close.
5 touchdowns last week. That's nuts.
Yep. All right, the Jets and the Texans, which only
Game of the week.
There you go. Only squeaking by the Dolphins and the Panthers. Massive matchup. The Jets and the Texans. Now, this is two Titans coming together for a clash that should be reverberating around the world. What do you think?
Texans.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
playing in Houston.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'd pick them, is because it's a home game. I mean, this game obviously is a toss.
We don't even know who's going to be the quarterback for the Jets this week.
It's going to be Wilson.
Is it? Is he back now?
Both of them are Flacco and Mike White are both in COVID protocol.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely Texans then.
Texans beat the Titans last week,
Yeah.
so they figured out how to win.
Tyler
The
Lockett.
Texans, they do this. They've done this season where they have surges where,
Yeah.
they
They play well in spurts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely noticed that.
They're an orgasmic team. All right, so the Chargers are going to Denver to play the Broncos. Chargers had a good game against the Steelers last week till the fourth quarter when they almost gave it away. But then they finally turned it out to win. The Broncos, who the hell knows what you got with the Broncos? I mean, which team are they?
The Chargers should win this handily.
You think up in Denver?
Yeah.
I mean, they're from Los Angeles. Man.
I mean,
Cold.
Austin Eckler is fucking amazing, and Herbert's playing his ass off. Yeah, I Chargers should win this.
Yeah, give me the
I am
Chargers.
also going to go the Chargers. All right, so we're all three in agreement there. Fun game here. The Vikings and the 49ers. 49ers have been playing pretty good the last couple of games. Of course, they got the Cardinals when they were all beat up, and they got the Jaguars last week. But still, you got to go play right?
Yeah, this is a big game. This has a lot of playoff implications. And us Redskins fans should be rooting for Kirk Cousins in this game, and that's what I'm going to do. I think the Vikings are going to pull the upset off.
So I'll never root for Kirk Cousins. And every time I pick the Vikings, they've let me down this season. So I'm going with the Vikings.
All right, so we're all three on the Vikings there. I can't pick the 49ers, even though I think they got a pretty good chance in this game. I just can't. No, not the way the Vikings are playing right now, because Kirk is playing out of his mind,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty good for him. All right, so the
Kirk
Rams
is playing out of his mind.
He's playing out of his
He
mind.
does.
I mean,
It's what he does.
I know.
The guy just
Trust me.
stats, man. It's just what he does. I won't give Kirk Cousins a break until he gets in the playoffs and does something. Until then, shut up.
Didn't he win a
Always.
playoff game 2 years ago?
I don't
beat the
give a
Saints.
shit.
Yeah.
84 million. He should have 2 Super Bowls by now.
Yeah, 84 million guaranteed.
With that team that he had
Don't forget that.
when he first went to the Vikings. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, he was the last piece, right? He was the final piece of the puzzle.
Should have been the final piece.
He was supposed to be, but then
But I choose the
he
Vikings.
turned out.
Because
Yeah, I'm
Kirk
taking the
Cousins is having a great year.
Jesus Christ, would you make up your fucking mind? Yeah. If only you changed your socks as much as you change your mind. All right. The Rams and the Packers. The Rams. Stafford is starting to Stafford, if you know what I mean. He's starting to show Matt Stafford and why he's never won a playoff game or big game or anything. He just hasn't been very good the last month, I'd say. The Packers, on the other hand, they've been pretty good. And last week, Aaron Rodgers had a big game. They're going to be playing outdoors in Green Bay. I'll take the Packers.
I'm taking the
Taking the
Rams.
Packers because it's in Lambeau.
I'm going to take the Rams. I think they're going to get back on track. I think they had a bye week last week to get healthy, and their defense is nothing to play around with. They got Aaron Donald. They got Odell Beckham now, Cooper Kupp. Matt Stafford is even though he hasn't played that great, he's still playing well. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
Well, he needs to get his wife under control.
Believe it or not, Joe Barry's defense up in Green Bay is playing pretty good football. Pretty good football.
I've noticed that too. It's kind of weird. Fuck Joe Barry.
Joe Barry.
Fuck Joe
Who
Barry.
the hell knows? Joe Barry right now is hoping like hell that the fucking Lions never win into the game because he is the defensive coordinator that was the architect of the 0-16 season.
And then he came to Washington.
Right. Showed us why. All right. So the Browns are playing the Ravens in Baltimore. Browns are playing the Ravens in Baltimore. I think this week Lamar Jackson should play. He's all over being sick.
Yeah,
Whatever
he's
was wrong
going
with
to
him
be
last
playing.
week.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can figure out the Browns this year.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's a mess. Yeah, Baltimore's going to win this game handily.
All right, that brings us to Monday Night Football and the Seattle Seahawks playing the Washington football team. Who are you taking in this game?
Yeah, give me the football team.
All right.
I'm finishing high, gentlemen.
You ready?
I'm taking the football team as well. Go ahead, Jesse's
The
taking
Washington football team is going
Oh,
to
my-
lose this
Of
game.
course. I told you by Friday, Keith. Didn't I tell you by Friday?
I'm,
I know.
I'm hedging my bets here. I'm hedging my bets here.
This guy is like, he is like the old me. What happened?
Listen,
No optimism whatsoever.
I was worried last week about Christian McCaffrey in their running game. This week, it's the opposite. I'm worried about Russell Wilson in the passing game. Listen, I love being wrong. I would love to be wrong in this situation. I really do.
I think everybody knows that you love being wrong.
The fact that Lockett and Metcalf can stretch the field, and we've had so much issues with that, and I think that's going to be their game plan. If I was the coach of the Seahawks, that's exactly what I would do. I think we can stop the run, but just stretching this field out and I mean, maybe the problems with the communication in the back end of our defense have been absolved. But
It looks like it.
If that keeps going, great, good. I'm glad to be wrong in this situation, but I have a feeling that they're going to try to stretch the field, and it's one more week after Russell Wilson came back from that injury. Maybe he's had time to heal. It's a longer week. Has an extra day to prepare. That just worries me because Lockett is a fucking fantastic receiver, and Metcalf is a little bitch, but he can still run those 9 routes and get open way downfield.
He's big as shit too. I'll tell you what. I'm just going to do a quick impression, if I may, if I can do a quick impression. This is Jesse during the football season. Oh, I'm worried about this and I'm worried about that, and look at how much I'm worried about these things over there. And oh my God, if I didn't worry about that, then this thing would get through. And oh my Lord, what are we going to do about this? Everything's just the worst thing I could possibly imagine, and we're going to lose. We're going to lose.
And then you got to get up and leave.
Then I get up and leave. If I got up and leave, I'd freaking break my headphones. So I'm not going to get up and leave.
But am I wrong with
right.
anything I've said about
No.
You know, it's
No.
That's why I said it would be the Redskins thing to do to lose.
Yeah. And
Stage is set for
I
you.
was
and-
glad- I
you
will.
picked them to
I,
lose.
You
I
shit the
will
bed.
say. I will say
It's
we
a
do
good
have
luck charm now.
do have a great chance to win this game. We do.
Don't
If
say
we
that.
played. But I just don't think if we play like we did the past 2 weeks, we could win this game. But I just don't think we're going to do that.
Yeah, good. That's it.
He said,
end on a negative. End on a negative. We got to keep the streak going. All right. Whatever you did last week while they were winning and you were watching the game, do it again. If you had your finger in your ear, stick your finger in your ear. Keep it there.
Oh, I pace. I pace when watching at home. I fucking pace back and forth.
I bet he's a joy to watch the game with. Well, if you make the playoffs, you get your balls tickled. We know that.
It's been a while for.
I don't ever remember agreeing to this.
Well, I have it on audio, and I've been playing it throughout the show, even though you haven't been able to hear it.
Okay.
So we have audio proof, and I can really, with what I know how to do with these things, I can make you say whatever the fuck I want.
He can make you say whatever the fuck you want.
That's right. All right, then. So we're hoping for a victory come Monday night, and I think next week we're going to do a show on Tuesday and Saturday. So everybody's going to have a nifty little time change there for us. So if you have to have it on Monday, well, you're just going to have to wait, buddy. That's that.
Yeah.
Tim Lawler, you're just going to have to hold it. All right, let's go get a victory. Go to bed, Andy.
Let's go. Hail to the team.
Dude.